In this week's Fresh Produce Market Overview, we discuss the latest trends and price expectations with Louis de Kock from Nile.ag. We also take a look into the latest price movements over the past week in the fresh produce markets of South Africa. All in this week's episode, so make sure to stay tuned. The Outlook is made possible by Standard Bank, that plays a crucial role across the full agribusiness value chain, from what happens on the farm and beyond the farm gate, right up to when the farm's product reaches the retailer shelves. Because of this, they understand the full agriculture ecosystem and the trends and risks across the sector, and they're able to give guidance on the right finance, insurance and working capital solutions at every stage. Standard Bank, it can be.
Was the Hilux born a legend? No. It was made one by you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Johnny van der Merwe and welcome to this week's AMT Fresh Produce Market Overview, where we look at the latest prices and trends in the agricultural sector of South Africa. The exchange rate weakened significantly last week, but gained some support over the weekend to trade at R16.14 per US dollar. The Brent crude oil price fell sharply last week Friday over concerns of the new COVID variant, but stabilized meanwhile on $75.90 a barrel. When we look into the latest price movements in the vegetable industry, we saw the potato price increasing by 39% as was expected last week to R41.29 per 10 kilogram bag. This was mostly due to higher rainfall and lower volumes available on the markets last week. The latest tomato price increased by 21% to R5.40 per kilogram last week, which was due to a 19% decrease in supply levels. If we continue to have a wetter climate, tomato prices can see significant support next year again. The carrot price stabilized on R2.58 last week in spite of higher volumes available on the markets. The expectation is still that higher demand and lower volumes can support the carrot price as we move closer to Christmas. The latest onion price decreased to R3.15 per kilogram, with volumes increasing by 17% week on week. Prices can trend upwards over the next few weeks or so. Other vegetable prices traded as follows. Cabbage prices decreased to R2.74. Garlic prices also decreased to R33.41. Spinach prices increased to R2.16. Sweet potato prices also decreased significantly to R2.99, while the latest pepper price increased to R7.42 per kilogram last week. This section was brought to you by Nile Marketplace. Nile provides an online platform to buy fresh produce directly from SA's leading farmers. The platform provides a single dashboard that shows live prices and availability for a wide range of fresh produce. As a buyer, you get access to high quality produce from well-known farmers at farm gate prices. Fresh produce trading has never been this efficient. Learn more at Nile.ag. Last week, the banana price decreased by 5% to R8.79, with volume sold decreasing by 2% week on week. It is expected that this price can trend upward over the next 2 weeks due to lower volumes. The average apple price increased by 6% to R9.06, with the pear price decreasing to R9.89 per kilogram. Both these prices can stay on a high level due to limited volumes available on the markets currently. In the citrus market, the latest orange price continued on its upward march and traded 7% higher on R6.30 per kilogram, with volumes 34% lower week on week. Low demand this week can result in the price to move sideways in spite of lower volumes. The latest lemon price traded 6% higher on R6.68 per kilogram. The avocado price decreased by 17% to R21.42 per kilogram, with volumes increasing by 4% last week. This decrease in price is mostly due to lower price varieties that's currently available on the market. Table grape prices decreased significantly the past week, with the latest price on R25.26 per kilogram, with volumes increasing by a massive 75% the past week. The latest pineapple price decreased by 1% to R7.34 per kilogram, with the blueberry price trading 12% lower on R29.32 per kilogram. Make sure to contact Halfway Toyota for the best prices and service in the country for the Toyota of your choice. So we're here with Louis de Kock from Nile.ag today. We're glad to have him to share some thoughts on how the online market is progressing. I know you've established, or you're 1 year in business now. And Louis, welcome to the program today. But tell us more about how did you grow the past year, and are you where you thought you would be after 1 year in the online fresh produce markets?
Hi, Johnny. Thank you. It's great to be with you again today. And yes, it's just over a year since we started the marketplace. It's really exceeded our expectations in many ways. It's also been more challenging probably than we expected, but we've managed to assemble a very good team that could react to all the different complexities within the space. I was able to build out a platform that now has the scale and also has the variety of products that can actually compete with domestic markets and also with other direct channels that's already existing. I think we've seen a lot of interesting developments. I've touched on some previously, for instance, the fact that pre-packed products is disproportionately represented on the platform, which makes sense because a buyer can actually specify the specific pre-packed product that they want. But we've also seen a proliferation of product types. So we now have more than 40 product types trading on the platform. We have more than 400 items on the platform. So, this variety is actually comparable with what you already have on most of the biggest markets in South Africa. And that is something that, from our perspective, we were not expecting when we launched the platform. We thought it would take way longer to build out the variety. We always thought it would be relatively easy for us to get the bulk lines, your potatoes, your onions, tomatoes, to get those solid on the platform. But to get the long tail and, like the full breadth of selection, that is what we thought would take at least 3 years to build out, and which we're very happy to have built out in a short space of time. And the important part of this, it means that a buyer can actually rely fully on the platform for all their sourcing needs. So they don't need to shop between different channels, between different agents, between different entities. They basically have a one-stop shop where they can get all the different fresh products, both fruit and vegetables, and get it like in a unified user experience. And that is something that we're proud of and very happy that we managed to achieve in a relatively short space of time. But there's obviously loads of things we can still improve on, which we plan to do in the coming year.
Very interesting, and congratulations on the growth. And I think it's you really saw a gap in the market, and you're fulfilling that gap. Yes, I know you're talking now from a consumer side, from a demand side, from a producer side, from a supply side. Did you see really a big uptake in terms of producers using the system to market their products?
Yes, Johnny. So, we add about 3 to 4 producers to the platform every week. And so obviously over a period of time that compounds, that is quite a lot of new users. But I think the most important part for us actually is that we also want the farmer to be able to rely on the platform to take off a significant part of their supply. And again, we want the farmer to be able to sell both their class 1 products, but also their class 2 products, and all the different sizes and packaging, and all of that we want to be able to absorb through the platform, because only then the platform is really valuable from a farmer's perspective. And we certainly have a lot of farmers today that's to a large extent reliant on the platform, where the platform has become their primary way of selling their produce. And where it's not, we've actually had a lot of the farmers saying, well, let's develop the platform, let's develop the offering so that we can have it eventually as our primary way of selling produce. And that's for us is an important change, because on the one side you can just be on the periphery, so an interesting new channel that people try out. On the other side, if you could get to the point where producers say, well, this is a more efficient channel, the unit economics makes better sense than in other channels, and we want to fully back this, then obviously you are able to get supply which other channels may not even get access to at the end of the day. And that obviously for us is quite important. And we are very grateful to some of the farmers that are actually trusting us in a way that they're saying, well, you are our primary channel. We don't take that lightly. That's a big thing, because obviously there's many different ways in which a farmer can sell their produce that we also respect. So we're always happy when a farmer is willing to give some of their produce to the platform.
Always a nice way to improve your market efficiency, which is also good for your profitability on the farm, of course. Louis, from a short-term perspective, it's just something interesting. I know we passed Black Friday now. Did you see certain changes on the market? Did you see a uptick in demand, or what's the circumstances that you saw on the market?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm always surprised that people eat so much more during Black Friday. It feels a little bit counterintuitive. But we certainly see on the bulk lines, which you would probably expect, so your typical onions, potato, beetroot, carrot bulk lines, we've seen an uptick in demand, as was the case last year. I think the difference this year for us was demand for lower grade products. So even, established retailers, very established wholesalers, requesting for, say, a grade 2 product instead of a grade 1 product, and that could potentially be attributed to the economic circumstances, which obviously is not very rosy at the moment. It could be that it's more competitive, so I mean that there's a lot more pressure for retailers to hit certain price points. Another reason for it could be the change or the move towards combos. So, and this is something you would be familiar with, but I mean, over time the percentage of bulk produce sold through combos and retailers has increased steadily, and to hit certain price points on a bulk combo, so say 100 Rand or 99 Rand for a combination of bulk products, you need very aggressive pricing for the underlying components of that combo to actually get to that. And so from our perspective, that is what has driven quite a lot of the demand, is the combos, but then also, which has also driven down the pricing to a large extent.
Yeah, it's always very interesting that you see pricing goes down, but the volume sold goes up. So it's it goes against what we learn in economics, but it's a very interesting development. Louis, if I'm a producer, if I'm a consumer, if I'm in retail, where do I go to access this platform? And is there a place that I can just see what's happening on it and just get a demo account and just test it out for a bit?
Yeah, so Johnny, it's very easy. Really hassle-free to sign up. So you can go to our website, which is www.nile.ag, so AG, and you can just click on sign up. It's like 3 very short steps, should take you less than a minute, and then we will approve the account. It means you get access immediately to the market. There's no cost to it, so I mean you can play around, look at the products that's available. If you're a buyer, obviously, and you can instantly start to place orders as a buyer. As a seller, there's 1 or 2 additional steps. So obviously we have to verify that you are actually a farmer, that you can produce what you say you are producing. Then we need to set up some of the product lines on your account. We have to make some adjustments to your logistical options. And thereafter you're good to go, and your products could on the same day be available to buyers, and you can also be trading. So typically a buyer and a seller that registers on the platform could already be either earning money or saving money as a buyer then the same day that they've registered. So we've tried to design it in a seamless way. I think another thing that's important is, although it is an online platform, there is still a human touch to it, right? This is like relatively large business-to-business transactions. And so it means every account, every buyer or every seller on the platform has a dedicated account manager, which they can always call, and have a chat with and get more information about the platform. So I think that part is quite important, especially to people that may not be as familiar with digital channels, or who may, still want like a personal touch. That is certainly something that is available through the platform, and it will always be. There will always be a person behind the platform, which is easily accessible to the users.
Yes, I think it's so important. You have to do it in a seamless way, but I think doing it in a secure way, a safe way, online environment, I think it's so much, so important for the market, for the producers, and for the consumers out there. So thank you very much for this initiative, Louis, and congratulations on the growth. I really see the gap and the growth in your business, and I really congratulate you, and good luck for the next year. I hope you grow exponentially as well again.
Thank you, Johnny. Appreciate your time.
This broadcast was made possible by Standard Bank, Nile.ag and Halfway Toyota. I'm Johnny van der Merwe and thank you for watching.